Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Tell me where you're tuning in the chat. I'd love to hear where you guys are tuning in from. How is everyone feeling? Tell me in the chat. Are you feeling energized? Are you feeling excited? Are you feeling your confidence rising up? Let's hear what's going on with everyone. We are in a powerful time with this full moon energy and the solar eclipse. And some people are feeling the time to rest and release, and other people are feeling energized and the start of something new. So tune into that energy, because when you read those moon descriptions and you talk to other people, it's not always going to be the same. We have the power to tune into our own energy and use it and listen to that intuition. So I wanted to start today off by telling you a little story. This is a story that my sister Jade told me about. And I just want you to get your fingers ready to type in the chat, because I'm going to ask you a question. So there's a guy, he is invited to a party. So he puts on his favorite pair of jeans and his favorite t-shirt, and he heads out and goes to the party. When he gets to the party, everyone is wearing black tie attire. It's formal, everyone is dressed up, there's tuxedos and formal gowns. My question for you is, what do you think this guy thinks when he gets there? Does anyone want to tell me in the chat? What do you think he thinks when he gets there? Any guesses? Maybe he should go home and change. He wished he had, got the memo that he isn't good enough to be there dressed as he is. Okay, that's a good one. Okay, the answer is he didn't think anything. And I love this story because this is exactly what confidence is. And this is what I want all of us to feel, that no matter how you dress, how you look, how you show up, you feel good enough. You feel better than good enough. You feel like enough, because it is our birthright to experience everything that everyone else does. We don't have a tier system where some people are more worthy than others. We are all worthy. And so I love that story, because he went and he didn't even notice, because he just feels so sure and so confident in himself that his clothes are like the least important thing, right? And so I want you to take this story and I want you to remember it throughout the next few weeks in everything that you're doing. And I posted the confidence contract in the Facebook group. So if you haven't taken it, printed it, or written it down and read it and signed it, then do so, because this is an incredible contract that is going to help you to boost up your confidence. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about our self-image. So confidence and self-image kind of go together, but self-image is really the way that we see ourselves, that picture in our mind. And our self-image isn't always the same as the way we portray ourselves to the outside world. So someone may show up online or show up to meetings and they may exude this confidence. They may show up and speak so clearly and so highly and feel confident and have the energy of a really confident person. But then they go home and they beat themselves up. They don't feel good enough. So this is our secret self. So today in day 3, I want all of us to get really curious about our secret self. Who is that person when no one else is around? How are you feeling about yourself? Because we can show up in our friend group, with our partner, with our kids, at school, in our job, as confident people. And then when we go home, we just don't feel it. And so I want you to start to get curious about how you feel when no one else is around. So I have some questions here I just want you to start thinking about. So I want you to think that about your outside world. So if our external world is a mirror of our self-image, of our internal world, what could your external world be telling you about yourself, about your self-image? And I'll give you an example. So someone may want to make more sales in their business, and they're not getting the sales, they're not getting the sales, they're not getting the sales. They're reaching out to people and they're falling flat, falling flat, falling flat. This external circumstance, this external condition is showing us our internal self-image. So what is it that we could possibly be thinking about ourselves? What are the thoughts and the beliefs that we could be thinking about ourselves? I want you to put it in the chat. If any of you have a business and you're not selling or not seeing the results that you would like to see, what could be the thoughts or the belief? So we could think selling is hard. I'm not good enough to sell. Someone's going to buy from somebody else. Maybe I'm not knowledgeable enough. It could be a number of things. And the more we think this, the more this becomes our belief, because beliefs are just thoughts that we think over and over and over again. So our beliefs are something that we can change. So if you have a belief that selling is hard, or you have to work hard to sell, or you have to reach more people to sell, those are just thoughts that you've thought over and over again. And it might be because of someone else implanting those thoughts into your life and you thinking them over and over and over again until you believe them to be true. And now that's your belief. And that belief, you have to ask yourself, is this belief helping me or hindering me? And so getting really curious about what our beliefs are and taking a look at our outside world and then bringing it back to ourselves to say, what could I be thinking and feeling? How do I feel about myself that's giving me these results? Because I'm going to explain to you what our self-image is. So our self-image is how we think and feel about ourselves. Our self-image it sets the tone for every single thing in our life. It is the most important. That's why I wanted to do this whole masterclass just on confidence and self-image, because it sets the tone for everything. Our relationships, the way we think, the way we talk, the way we speak, the way we love, the results that we get in our life, in our business, at work, all of those things. So it sets the tone for those things. So if we have an image that says we can make $100,000 a year, people all the time will say, I want to make more money. I want to make more money. But their self-image is set at $100,000 a year. So when they're trying to break past that and they can't, they don't know why. So guess what they do? They try harder, they work harder, they reach more people, and they still get the same results. Why? Because their self-image says that $100,000 is all I can make. It's what I've made all my life. It's all I'm going to make now. So our self-image is like a thermostat. So if you set the thermostat at 70 degrees and you leave the door open and the thermostat goes up or goes down, eventually it'll bring the temperature back to 70 degrees. This is like our thermostat, our self-image, the way we see ourselves. So we need to set a new self-image. We need to set a new program. So if you missed day one, I'd like you to go back and watch the replay and then complete the homework. That is writing a self-image script. And today we're going to do a couple of things for our homework, but one of them is going to be writing a movie script. So if you think of your life as a movie, are you showing up as the lead role or as a supporting character? Tell me in the chat. Right now in your life, are you showing up as the lead role, the star of the movie, or are you just a supporting role? Because I think it's important that we recognize where we're at currently. So if you're showing up as the supporting role, then it is time to step into that superstar role. You deserve it. We all deserve to be the star of our own movie. So I want you to think, what does your movie say about you? What are you doing in your life? What are the things you desire to do? How do you want this movie to look? Give me a little description in the chat. I want to read them. Oh, Ricky, you're the star. Yes, of course. You're the star. That's good. That is good. You're the star of the movie. You're showing up as the star. So yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I had a few people in the chat saying they're always putting other people first. They're always thinking about their kids. Are they well fed? Is their partner, doing well? Checking in on other people, checking in on their friends, going out of their way to make sure that their parents are doing well, everybody else is doing well, but not putting themselves first. And this is what I mean by that star energy. I want you to put yourself first, because when you pour into yourself, then you have so much more to give to the people in your life. So, are you someone who's always helping a friend, building her business when you have a business yourself? We do that. We do that, right? We pour into other people's business. We give advice. We help with their online stuff. We give them suggestions for their social media or how they can do better with this and that and everything else. But what about us? What about us? I have always put others first. Or I always have put others first. Shifting that has been a lot harder than I even thought or ever thought. I'm stepping into my own spotlight now. Charge the battery before you can help others. Yes, that was the movie I previously was, a supporting role. Yes, so this is resonating with you guys. This is so great. So this is where you get to decide. And we're going to talk a little bit about decision and how important it is in our lives in general. But you get to decide how you're going to live your life. You get to decide how you're going to show up. You must decide that you are ready to make a change. You must decide when anything is going wrong that you know that you can't find a solution when you focus on the problem. You're making these decisions that you're going to have empowering beliefs instead of limiting ones. So it's all about those simple shifts, just like Kelsey said here, there's just a shift. And you know why it feels hard, Kelsey? It feels hard because you're going into the unknown. And change is always uncomfortable. But so is staying the same. It's just most people stay the same because they're comfortable being unhappy. They're comfortable feeling guilty and worrying and all of those things because they've felt those emotions for so long that that is them. It feels like them. But I want you guys to decide today I am ready to change. Put it in the chat if you feel ready. I am ready to change. I want to tell you about the Wright brothers. So, the Wright brothers invented the airplane. And so, when we think about confidence and self image, the Wright brothers had an image in their mind of two brothers that were going to create this airplane. They were going to change the world by creating this airplane. They were bicycle mechanics, I believe. And guess what? People said to them, "You're never going to do that. How are you going to do that? That's impossible." But do you know what? In their mind, they thought, "We're going to do this." And their belief in themselves was stronger than other people's criticisms and beliefs in them. And so we have to strengthen our belief in ourselves and improve our self-image and boost up our confidence so that when anyone comes up to us and says, "That's not possible," or "How are you going to do that?" you do it anyway, because you're following what you're passionate about. You're going to do the things that light you up, and no one else has to understand. But what I see from so many people, and so many people come to me and they say, you know, people don't believe this is possible. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? And the thing is, if you decide you're going to do it, you don't need to know how. Sorry, I got distracted here reading. The problem with putting others first is that you've taught them you come second. We all need to relearn. I am ready to change that now. That is great. Yes, Kelsey. So you teach people how to treat you. So if you are never taking care of yourself, never putting yourself first, then why would you think someone else is going to put you first? So this is the same within business. In business, when we have a business and we have an offer, we have a service or an offer for other people, and nobody's showing up, nobody's buying our offer. Well, are we buying other people's offer? Are we doing what we're telling other people to do? So for example, me as a coach, if I'm not investing in myself, and if I'm not showing up for myself, and I'm not doing the work myself, then how can I expect someone else to come to me to help them do the work? Right? So many people will ask themselves, why isn't anyone buying my service? Why isn't anyone buying my program? Why isn't anyone doing this? Well, it's just a mirror of you. People outside of you are just a mirror of you. So if you're not investing in yourself, if you're not taking the time to put yourself first, to boost up your confidence, to love yourself, to go after your dreams, to start, visualizing and meditating and staying consistent and persistent with whatever it is that you desire, then why would anyone else want to work with you, right? So if you're selling a product and you never use it, why would anyone else want to buy it? These are the things we have to start thinking about. How can we show up as the person that we want to attract into our work? I'm changing. I just got chills. Recently, I've been saying a lot, it's okay that you don't understand me or that they don't understand me. I 100% believe and I know me. Yes, this is so wonderful. People are not going to always understand you because they're trying to understand you from their point of view, which is impossible to see other people when they have their own limits, right? So I studied with Bob Proctor and I loved how he said, start to love yourself. He would say, kiss yourself before you go to bed and kiss yourself in the morning when you wake up. And that always used to make me chuckle because I thought, oh my goodness, like we're not really taught that growing up. I don't know about you, but I wasn't really taught that, like love on yourself. There was a lot of conversations about people being having big egos and being conceited and all of those things that kind of made it feel negative to really love yourself. And people would say, oh, she's selfish. And I had this like gross feeling about people who were selfish. And now I realize that was just what other people were saying and what other people believed and thought. And then I put it into my subconscious mind and it became my belief. And so I had to work every single day, not hard, but work every single day at changing my beliefs. I started implementing new things. So Bob would say, love yourself, kiss yourself in the morning, show up exactly like yourself, be yourself. No one has to understand you except you. Stay true to yourself. And so I started repeating those things to myself. And I would say, I'm amazing. And I have gifts to share with the world. And I'm not going to be exactly like her or like them, but I am me and I am proud to be me. And so that's what I wanted to talk to you about the Wright brothers. They are, thank goodness for the Wright brothers that they had so much confidence in themselves that they didn't let anything stop them from following their dream. Every time people said, how are you going to do that? That's impossible. What are you doing? And they thought, no, this is possible because they didn't have any limits. They completely 100% believed in themselves. They had confidence through the roof. And you know what? They were okay with failing because every time they tried, they got closer and closer to succeeding. And so I want you guys to start saying, I believe in me. I believe in my ideas. Write it in the chat. I believe in me. I believe in my ideas. Because too many people are saying, how can I do this? How can I grow and expand? How can I do it? We don't need to know how. We just need to be willing. So if you're willing to change, if you're willing to try, that's all you need to do. And that's exactly what I did for myself. I told you guys in day one, the first time I ever did mirror work, which is just simply looking in the mirror and looking into your eyes and speaking kindly to yourself. And I said, I love you, Jessica. And tears started streaming down my eyes. Why? Because I had been neglecting myself for years. I had been beating myself up for years. And so when I finally started giving myself that love that I needed, that we all need, it felt sad. I felt sad, but it was a beautiful release. The tears were a beautiful release. And the more I did it, the more I felt in love with myself. The more I was able to see all my gifts and talents. I used to be somebody who would speak at something like this. And then after I was done, I would say, oh my God, what did I say? I forgot to say this. I blanked on that. Why did I say that? That sounded stupid. Can anyone relate to that? Yes, right? I used to beat myself up. But then I really started to recognize this doesn't support me and my dreams. Someone who doesn't love herself doesn't experience loving relationships and experiences. So I started to change slowly. And the way I did it was through, mirror work. And how did I do mirror work? Because my old paradigm wasn't used to doing that, right? So my old program, every time I went to the mirror, I'd be like, well, I've got emails to check and I got to clean the house and I got to take the dogs for a walk. And I said to myself, Jessica, you're going to sit here. You're going to do this mirror work. And I put timers in my phone that said, do mirror work, or I am willing to love myself, or I do love myself. I fully love and accept myself. And I came across Louise Hay. She taught me how to do mirror work. And she helped me to see that the only thing standing in our way is us. She said, when anyone had a problem, and they would come to her, she would give them a mirror and say, that is the only thing that you need to change. That is the only thing getting in your way. So if you're someone who says, my job is the reason I'm not succeeding, my partner is the reason I'm not succeeding, my parents is the reason I'm not succeeding, my teachers, this is important to recognize. Those are old victim mentality ways of thinking, and today you're going to be done with them. It's not going to be anybody else's problem except your own. And you're not going to focus on the problem. You're going to focus on the solution. And sometimes it's just simply showing yourself love and compassion. If you watch day 1, day 2, and day 3, and you think, holy crap, this is a lot. This is overwhelming. I want you to just start with saying, I am willing to love myself. Because that's all we have to do. I'm giving you all of these tools and I'm telling you all of these stories that are going to help you. But I want you to start where you are. Start where you are. Decide that you're going to start with one small thing. That's it. You don't need to do everything, but start with one small thing. Because when you decide you're going to make a change and then you take that tiny little action step, that is how everything is going to start to unfold. You're going to build the tiniest little belief in yourself that's going to unfold into this massive belief in yourself. So it's just a matter of deciding. Okay, I have just defaulted to not really sharing or being seen. No regrets that way, but also no reaching or helping people, which is why it has to shift. Okay, so just defaulted to not really sharing. Okay, or being seen. Okay, so I would dig a little deeper on that one. Okay, so when we decide not to be seen or not to share ourselves and what we have to offer with others, I want you to ask yourself why. Why is that? I was someone that was the same. I didn't want anyone to get to know me, truly me, the quirky, fun, bubbly, wild girl that I am. I didn't want people to get to know me. And I had parts of me that felt insecure and felt sad. And I didn't want anyone to know that about me. So I showed up whenever I did as this happy looking person. And then I always asked other people, what are you doing in your life? How's life going with you? And I would talk and talk and talk so much to the point that no one had a chance to ask me about me. That was my shield. And when I dug really deep, I discovered that my not wanting to be seen was because I didn't feel good enough. So I would explore that. I would be curious about why you think that might be. Ask yourself, how do I feel about myself? What are my beliefs about myself? And I want you guys to all ask yourselves right now, are my beliefs limiting or are they empowering? And I want you to put them in the chat. Are your beliefs limiting or empowering? Because I used to have beliefs that said, I have to learn more before I can teach others. That's a limiting belief. I have to be fitter before I can be in a relationship. That's a limiting belief. Now I have beliefs that say, I am me and I love me, and the right people will love all of me. And I'm confident that I'm going to attract the people that are meant for me. And I'm excited. And I know that if I show up for myself, then I can show up for other people as well. And there's going to be people out there that need to hear what I have to say. And I can continue learning and I can continue growing. But what I know now is important for some people. And this is how we start to shift our beliefs and how we show up for ourselves and for others. And when you show up for yourself, you start to give the people around you permission to show up for themselves too. And how empowering is that? So I know there are some of you out there that are coaches and teachers and leaders in your fields. And so when you really step into your power and you own who you are, all the quirks, all the weirdness, everything about you, you know what? You're going to attract people that are going to feel safe to be themselves. But if you show up every day as this perfect, professional, beautiful, knowledgeable, smartest, most talented person, doesn't make one error, everything in her life is organized and neat as it appears to the outside world, do you think that as many people are going to resonate with that? Right? I want you to ask yourself that, because there are people that are not going to resonate with that. There are people that are going to feel nervous that they're not good enough. So when you show all the parts of you and you love all the parts of you, you show other people that they can completely be themselves as well. So there are layers to it, mostly worthiness of prosperity, but I have burned the old beliefs and the new ones are so empowering that I'm choosing to embody them now. It is weird because I have no qualms in person at all, only online. I'm going to be all me in all the places now. Oh, I love that. I'm so proud of you, Kelsey. Congratulations. This is a pivotal moment in your growth and your expansion. And so when we decide, like Kelsey did here, and like Ricky did here, I am going to fully be me. This is the power that confidence brings to our life. And so if our confidence sets the tone for every experience in our life, then it's not about how you look. It's not about how you show up. It's about how you feel when you show up. And when you feel confident and sure of yourself, and you trust yourself, and you have faith in yourself and the universe to co-create this beautiful experience for you, you turn every single dream into your reality. That is literally what happens. And that is the biggest thing I want to teach you guys, because confidence is just the start of everything that I teach. I teach how to manifest all of your dreams into this physical world, because it all starts with an idea. Just like the Wright brothers, they had the idea, they felt confident enough in themselves that no matter what, they were going to figure it out, and they made it happen. Did it go the way they may have planned? No. And that's why I tell you, let go of all the planning. When you step into that confidence and you start to repeat those limitless beliefs, those empowering beliefs that you can do anything and you're going to bring anything you desire into the physical world, watch the universe bring all of the steps to you. So then you get to take inspired action instead of forceful action. So just because we're talking about showing up online or showing up as you, that doesn't mean that I'm telling you to show up online and do. I want you to tune in to what feels good for you. And I want you to remember that if you're showing up as the future version of you with all your dreams achieved, the woman that you wrote in the self-image script, the woman that you wrote in your movie, how does she show up? With confidence. She shows up believing in herself. She doesn't think about what other people are thinking about. So start showing up as that now. And it's going to feel a little uncomfortable, because that's what change is all about. Change feels uncomfortable because you're stepping into the unknown. But we can only create from the unknown. You can't create from the known, because when you create from the known, you're just recreating the past. because everything you think and feel and everything you feel and think turns into your behavior, and your behavior creates your results. And if you think and feel from the past and a past way of thinking, then you're going to behave from a past way of behaving, and you're going to create past results. But if you're here today and you're looking for more and you want different results in your life, in your business, in your relationships, then you have to create from something new and something unknown. And so your self-image script, I want you to read it every single day until you feel like the woman in that script. You feel like the main character. You have that main character energy, because that's how it works. We don't feel confident when we land the job. We have to feel confident to land the job. We don't feel happier when we make more money. We have to feel happy now, and then the money will come. Right? So yesterday we talked all about energy and tuning into those frequencies. So if you want to bring in abundance and prosperity, this is the frequency of abundance and prosperity, just like a radio station. So let's say it's 105.5, but you are tuned in to poverty and lack at 69.9. You're not going to hear and see and experience abundance. You have to tune in to a different frequency. And the way we do that is through auto-suggestion. So repeating things over and over and over again until we feel them. Auto-suggestion is really about repeating the words until we feel the emotion. So if every day you show up in the mirror and you say, I'm prosperous, I'm prosperous, I'm prosperous, I'm grateful for this abundance. Abundance is everywhere. I see abundance everywhere I go. But your body says, oh my God, my bank account doesn't say abundance. I'm so worried about money. I hate money. I'm just like, don't really know about money. I like, whatever. Blah, 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 blah. You're all of the talking you're doing, it's not getting you anywhere. So we have to tune into our feeling. And this is why yesterday and the day before I talked about becoming conscious of our thoughts and feelings. So if you go to the mirror and you start saying, abundance is everywhere, I'm open to receiving, I love the feeling of prosperity, it feels so good to receive and to give, I love money and money loves me. And you have this pit in your chest that says, I'm not really sure that's how I feel about money. I'm worried about money. Where is my money going to come from for my bills? I have bills piling up. Tune into that. Tune into that. Take that moment in front of the mirror and start to say to yourself, what is this feeling I'm feeling? Is it anxiousness? Is it worry? Is it fear? Okay, what can I do to make myself feel better? I'm going to think a thought that feels a little bit better. Okay, I'm open to creative solutions with my finances. That feels a little better, right? And we can work our way up that emotional scale. So it's like we're tuning one at a time. Because sometimes when we try to jump from poverty and lack to abundance and that limitless energy, it feels like too quick of a jump. So I want you to tune in and just say, I'm open to receiving. I'm open to looking at the abundance all around me. Maybe I shall look at my bills like checks. And I'm going to start to train my mind to see my bills as money that is coming to me rather than bills and money that I owe. Maybe you're going to start writing down all of the money that comes in and all of the money that goes out so that you can see just how abundant you are. Sometimes the money comes in and it goes out faster than it comes in, so we don't feel abundant. But when we look at our bank account or we make a spreadsheet, all of the things that we bought, the experiences that we had, proves that we are prosperous, because prosperity is not money in the bank. Prosperity is what you use the money for. So when we feel good and we start to be conscious and aware of our thoughts and our feelings, that's when we can make the shift. And this is a practice. And when I say practice, I mean because it's a practice. Every single day might not be perfect, but if you make the decision that you are going to do it every single day, your life will transform. So if you are willing and able to make a change, then you will make a change. So in terms of your confidence, there's so many things that you can do. And so I am going to challenge all of you to go into the Mindset for Miracles group today. And I want you to go live, and I want you to introduce yourself from that place with all of your goals achieved. So that confident woman who lives by the beach, who has a successful business in art or whatever it is that you're dreaming about. And I want you to show up as the person you are stepping into, that woman that you are becoming. Because I want you to think from a place of her. So your goals are to have a, let's say, 7-figure business. And maybe your goal is to find a loving relationship. And maybe another goal is to, do more self-care and take care of yourself. Go to the spa, go on more trips. In order to become her, we have to start showing up like her now. And so you might say, well, I don't have the money to go to the spa now. Well, guess what? You can have a spa day at home, because that's going to get you in the energy of that woman you are becoming. So I want you to go live in the Facebook group. It's a fabulous, supportive, wonderful community of women who will lift you up. And I want you to go live and show up like the woman you are becoming. It's going to be a practice. It might feel uncomfortable, but this is what we do here in this community. This is what I believe is my passion to teach you, to step out of your comfy little zone of just living your life the way you're living it and step into that person. Show up as her now. Do the scary thing, because it's not actually scary. I love to use the phrase, when people say, I have fear, fear stands for false evidence appearing real. Because fear is just a thought and a story that you have made up in your mind. It is not the truth. Here's the thing. If you show up in that group as yourself and someone on the other side of the screen says, what a fake, what a fraud, that's none of your business. And guess where that comes from? The only people who are judging are the people who are afraid to do the thing themselves. That's why I said yesterday, before you decide to do something, most people will go and ask their best friend and their parents and their brother and their uncle and their mother and their dog before they do it. But why are you asking all those people when you know what you want to do? Your intuition knows what you want to do. And all of those people, have they done that? So who are they to give advice, right? They're going to speak from their own level of confidence. If they wouldn't do it, they're going to tell you not to do it because they don't believe in themselves to do that. But you're stepping into a whole nother person, a confident person who goes after her dreams. I want you to think of the Wright brothers and show up as them. I want you to think about that guy that went to that party in his jeans and his favorite t-shirt. I want you to think of him. He wasn't thinking about what anybody else was thinking about him, because he was there to have a good time and he thought he looked good. And he also knows that his jeans and his t-shirt are the least important thing about him. Right? We put so much energy into our physical body, into this right here, which is matter. And the more we think about matter, the more we separate ourselves from the energy of the universe, because you can't create from matter. You can only create in the quantum field. So this is why I want you guys to start going into your imagination and being that woman that you desire to be, because everything is created twice. Once in the mind and then once in the physical world. So you have to believe it here. You have to see yourself as her here. And then you become her. And then you do the things. And the whole time you're doing this, you're loving yourself along the way. You're showing yourself that kindness and that compassion along the way. And anyone who tries to tear you down, just remember that they also need kindness and compassion. So send them love, because the law of attraction is basically the law of you. So anything you put out is what comes back to you. So if somebody's rude and you talk about hating them and resenting them and wishing something for them, that is what's going to come back to you. So instead, if we can just send love to those people, your whole world will change. And I know this because I learned this and then I implemented this. Trust me, I used to get so frustrated and pissed off with people when they said rude things to me or they didn't believe in my dreams. I had people say to me, good luck with that. I had people say to me, oh, you're probably not going to do that. Or where are you going to get the money for that? And you know what? I let them and their thoughts and opinions stop me. I did for years. And I look back now and I think, excuse me, Jessica, why did you let that happen? But you know what? It was part of my journey and I'm so grateful for it, because now I can teach this material and I can teach you. And I'm not some guru that knows it all. I'm on the journey with you. Every day I'm learning and I'm expanding and my confidence is increasing. And I still have days where I don't feel good about myself, but it's about the momentum that you carry. So if most days you feel good, that's great. And you have one day where you don't feel as great, that's okay. Just don't let it carry momentum. And when you're conscious and you're aware, that's how you really get to be in control of your life. And that's how you can stop it and start to shift and say different things. So our conscious mind is the gatekeeper of what goes into our subconscious mind, because what goes into our subconscious mind just runs on autopilot. So if you have friends that say, you can't do that, how are you going to do that? Where are you going to get the money? And you just let it go right into your subconscious mind, all of your actions are based on those things, those beliefs that are in your subconscious mind that you're not even aware of. But if you use your conscious mind, so this is why we have to develop our mind. And someone says to you, that's impossible. You say, conscious mind, do we want to let that in? No, reject it. Don't think about it again. Don't internalize it. Don't let it in. Because you are building the belief anything is possible. So you don't want to let in any of those opposing thoughts into your mind. And this is why in my program, I teach you how to develop the mind. And so I have a program that's called Self-Care for Success, and that's exactly what it is. It's all about taking care of ourselves, getting to know ourselves, and then doing the things so that we can bring the success that we desire into our lives. So this is a program that I teach, my sister and I created the program together, but I do the coaching by myself. And it is a passion of mine to teach people how to step into the highest version of themselves so that they can live a life that feels incredible. They can start to see success and results in their work, in their relationships, in their love life, in their confidence, in everything. So, what you heard over the last 3 days has been just the tip of what I talk about in this program. I'm going to help you to reprogram your thoughts and your beliefs so that you start seeing results in whatever area of your life that you desire. So, I'm going to post all about the program. If anyone is interested in taking the program, I'll post it in the Mindset for Miracles group and you can have a peek at what it looks like. It's a 6-month program and you have to be willing to invest time and money in yourself and do it at least an hour a day. That is what I ask of you before you join the program. And it comes with videos, worksheets, and then you get one-on-one coaching with me. And you also get weekly group coaching sessions in my community. So this is an incredible program and I'm going to share all the details in the group. So if you have any questions, absolutely let me know. But remember, you are limitless and you just need to make decisions. If you want to make a change, decide you're going to make a change and decide that you're going to invest in yourself. It was the best thing that I ever did for myself because I used to study this material, but I didn't implement it. And that is one of the things I talk about in my program, that gap. We want to close that gap from knowing what we know and making sure we're doing it. So if anyone is interested in more information or you have questions for me, you can absolutely send me a message. Does anyone have any questions right now? I would love to answer some questions. Got a few people online still. My mind is a lot quieter these days. That's wonderful. Because you become aware that your mind is just making up all these stories and holding you back from the greatness that we all are worthy of, right? So how does it feel to have a mind that's quieter? More opportunity to hear those nudges from the universe. So in this program, we talk a lot about connecting with the quantum field and going into the 4th and the 5th dimension. And this is where we really create, right? So we need to get to know ourselves, connect with ourselves, and then really tap into that energy because we're all connected. And we can create from that energetic field around us. But if we focus so much on our physical bodies and fit material things all around us, that separates us from the universe, right? So we don't want to do that. We want to create from the quantum fields. So peaceful and prosperous. Oh, I love that. Yes, a quiet mind is such a gift, isn't it? And I want to remind you that meditation means to get familiar with. Meditation is not about quieting the mind. Meditation is about becoming aware of your mind, observing your thoughts without judgment. And over time, it will start to quiet for sure. But becoming aware, that's how we make the change. So we're just getting to know ourselves, right? And I don't know if I've mentioned this in the last couple of days, but Dr. Joe Dispenza is someone that I love and follow. And he says that we have about 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, and 90% of them are the same as the day before. So this is why we're recreating the same life over and over again, because we're creating from past thoughts. So when people wake up in the morning, they think about the thoughts and the problems from the day before. So then they recreate those same problems for the next day. So what you think and how you feel is prescribing your future. So this is why we have to be really aware of it. This is why we have to develop our mind, or develop our will, so that we can have the focused attention to see those thoughts and those beliefs, and then make the change and implant new ones. So before I go live, I always select tarot cards. And day one, I selected the death card in the tarot card. So the death card is not a bad card. It's a card about being reborn. So all of us here today, we are leaving our old selves in the past, and we are stepping into that new energy. And so this is a rebirth. And I love that. And when I shuffled the cards the second day, guess what card popped out? Rebirth again. So it was affirming again, this is the energy we're in. Well, today I selected 2 cards, and I wanted to read them to you because I think they're beautiful cards, and it's the energy that you may be feeling right now, because it's the energy that I picked up. So the first card is the Sun card. This is one of the happiest cards in a tarot deck. Look at that card. Just beaming sunshine down on a person who is open and ready to receive. So I'm going to read this for you and just tune in to how it feels. So this card is all about joy, inspirational success, abundance, fulfillment, manifesting your dreams. This is a yes card. The sun breathes life into everything he touches, radiating brightly. He creates a path of love and harmonic abundance. This is a card of joyful celebration and a vibrant sign of positivity and success. Expect to find bliss and be ready to take inspired action based on radical positivity and generosity. Allow others to bask in the warm glow of your beaming heart and your inspired mind. People will feel drawn to you when the Sun card arrives. Live it up. This card is a reassuring sign that things are unfolding beautifully. Yes, you are perfect, whole, and loved by the cosmos, and it may be time to deal with any feelings of inadequacy or not enoughness. The sun is on its way to illuminate the corners of your heart and to set your world ablaze with opportunity and inspiration. Now, I want you to repeat this after me. I am whole. I am more than enough. I shine like the sun when I am happy. And how cool that that is the card that we chose for today. And I actually, 2 cards popped out. I'm going to read the second one. But I just want to remind you that when you have a positive self-image, you will experience positive results in your life. But when you have a negative self-image, you will create negative results in your life. So this sun card is just showing you that you are the sun. And it's funny that this card popped out because yesterday I asked all of you to scream at the screen, I am a ray of sunshine, because we are. We are rays of sunshine, every single one of us. And we may not be for everyone, but we are for some people. And if we hold that back, think of the people you're depriving from your beautiful energy. Don't do that anymore. So the second card that I pulled is the Page of Swords. So just take a minute to look at this. See the book and the light bulbs. Think about that and what comes to mind. This is all about restless energy. This is about curiosity, a thirst for information, learning new things, an apprentice or student, intellectual pursuits, ideas and reasoning, a messenger. So curious and intelligent, this page has a thirst for knowledge that seems unquenchable. She's an incredibly quick-witted communicator, and she's often compelled to share her many ideas or messages with others. At times, she's so talkative that it becomes too much for others to process, and her intense energy can come across as unsettled or even nervous. She suggests using an air of inventiveness in your current pursuit. Your goals will be met by walking a path of honest discovery, especially where others are concerned. Keep the light bulbs of curiosity turned on and cultivate a beginner's mindset as you strive to learn new things. Avoid falling into gossip or even arrogance with your communication. In shadow, this page can be all talk and no action. Remember that everyone who crosses your path has something specific to teach you, and that mirrors are all around. Remain open to unexpected lessons. Share truthfully and delight in every interaction. Now, repeat after me. I learn and I expand my consciousness and open up new opportunities for my life. What a beautiful card. What a beautiful card. So, this is all about you stepping into that power, looking at everyone as a mirror for you. They are helping you to expand and grow. So, everything is a gift and everything is happening for us. And when we see it that way, instead of seeing it like, oh, this is crummy, this happened to me, or why are these people treating me this way? Instead, we show appreciation for them, then guess what? The universe brings us more to appreciate. And what a gift that is. And when we look at people as mirrors, they're showing us where we can change, where we can make shifts. So if you see someone's negative attitude in them, I would ask you to look in yourself and say, is it possible that I have a negative attitude? And then do what you can with what you have and start the doing. Less talking, less learning, more doing. Following that curiosity and following that inspiration, following that inspiration to do what it is that you want to do. We all have it in us, and I'm so excited to see where you guys go. And I would be so honored if you would choose me to guide you in this next chapter of your life. So I will put all of the details in the group, and I'm going to leave us with the song Courage to Change by Sia. It was playing when you first came in, but I encourage you to sit and listen for a minute and just allow the music to move through you. It's a beautiful, beautiful song. Thank you so much for joining me. So much love and gratitude for all of you. I love you all. Have a beautiful, blissful day.
I want to leave you better. I want my life to matter. I am afraid I have no purpose here. I watch the news on TV, abandon myself daily. I am afraid to let you see the real me when it falls, when it falls. Follow me the rain it falls, when it falls. Sowing the seeds of love and hope, love and hope. We don't have to stay stuck in the weeds. We're going to change our life. We're going to change our life. We're going to change today. World, you're not alone in all this. You're not alone, I promise. And then together we can do anything. I want to leave you better. I want my life to matter. I am afraid I have no purpose here. When it falls, when it falls. Follow me the rain it falls, when it falls. Sowing the seeds of love and hope, love and hope. We don't have to stay stuck in the weeds. We're going to change our life. We're going to